Welcome to my dad's car. Enjoy!
Welcome to My Dad's Car, a podcast discussing our personal relationship with automotive nostalgia. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be about your dad's car. It can be your mum's, your grand's, your parents', guardians, or even a neighbour's. If it made an impression, let's talk about it. That's better. How are we doing?
Not too bad, mate. Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, we're all right.
Get my mic to come down at the right height.
You're having a right old game there, aren't you?
Yeah. Like juggling an anaconda or something. What's going on? Which would be a first.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. That's probably a market. Put it on TikTok. I'm sure you do very well.
Yeah. Don't put that into Google.
Yeah. Oh, someone's beating you to it. What we've got today, we've got a bit of a bonus episode, some outtake stuff. Obviously, when we record episodes with people, we often do a wrap up. We sometimes get caught up with a tangent and stuff like that, don't we?
Yeah.
So we've got some stuff all about new registrations and number plates and the like.
Indeed, yeah. It's a bit of a dying art, isn't it, I think? Like the whole number plate business. But back in the day, it was very much it's quite a momentous occasion, wasn't it, if you were sort of into cars?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, there was a bit more reason for it, wasn't there? Obviously, it was once a year as we kind of go into. It's now, a little bit more frequent.
I guess now it's more the case, isn't it, that there's car owners that will get a new one every time an update is released. A bit like updating your phone, isn't it, really? It's like, I'll just update the software.
Yeah. And if you've had that many, then I guess you become a little bit blasé to it. Like if you are getting a new one every 3 years or whatnot, then the registrations aren't nearly as recognisable these days, are they?
No.
To whether or not it is the new style.
I think that's a good point, actually, Andy, because the letter used to be at the front in our sort of era.
Yeah.
It's a bit more noticeable, isn't it? Whereas because it's bunged in the middle as a number these days, it's kind of, you don't really look for it as much, do you, I suppose?
And you've got to be Alan Turing, haven't you, to be able to read a number plate, to kind of crack one of those that, is it kind of a 50, a 60, a 70? Clearly, when they set out to do this, they didn't think it through. They were like, 50s would be good. Halfway through the year, we'll have a 50.
Yeah.
Well, you've already shot yourself in the foot. You've run out of half the numbers.
A small meeting room with our friends in Swansea, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It has got the sort of feel of an idea that was written down the back of a beer mat, hasn't it, on a Friday lunch or something like that.
You can imagine, can't you, DVLA kind of, when was it they changed it over? 2001, something like that. That was obviously sort of the follow-on from the Millennium Bug, where everyone was kind of worried that the world was going to end for the year 2000. And then, DVLA probably had a bit of a thought that they were getting a little bit close to the end of the alphabet. Someone went, have you thought about a Z-Reg? And they were like, no, don't be silly. We've got this, boys. How about we'll have 01 and 51? Yeah, nice. And actually, what's even crazier, and I don't know why we still do it, why do they do 2 registrations a year? What's the point?
Yeah.
I think there was possibly that whole kind of austerity thing where we were trying to push production and get people to spend more money and all the rest of it. But there is absolutely no need to have 2 registrations a year.
No.
So actually all you're doing is using up your possible combinations of letters twice as fast.
Exactly. I'm surprised it won't just go to like a barcode or a QR code one day. Be easier for the cameras, won't it? It's a quick zap.
I guess so. Yeah, I suppose if you had a unique QR code on your, I suppose from a regular Bobby on the beat traffic cop, if someone goes, look out for a white BMW, it's coming your way, and its registration is short bar, big bar, big bar, big bar. Oh, yeah, it comes up as a toffee crisp. Then keep an eye out for.
This is an outdoor tent. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it?
Here, Mush, can we have a check on this?
That's a good idea in principle, and then
but from a data point of view, you could get kind of an infinite amount of data, pretty much. I'd have thought on that space, if the cameras are.
Maybe it's the kind of thing though. If dirt gets involved on the plate, it could then sort of.
Oh, yeah,
it's a terrible idea, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, your Fiat becomes a Ferrari with just a couple of dead flies.
A Fiat Panda was doing 90 and a 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs a bit more thought, that one, doesn't it? I think the number plate revamp.
And yeah, that would also make it tricky, wouldn't it, when you come to pay for parking and things like that?
Mm.
You'd have to have like a Nectar card or something, wouldn't you? Just scan it because that's your car registration. You'd have
Yeah.
absolutely no clue what your vehicle license is because it may as well be written in Arabic.
I think all the sort of car nuts as well would scream about this idea. We like the old-fashioned numbers and letters.
Yeah. Effectively, you could end up with a 4D QR code. Like someone's just built Lego on the front of your car.
A Duplo plate, yeah. Costs a fortune, Lego, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to have that stolen. Still get a bit of that going on, don't you? The old stolen number plates.
I thought you were going to say stolen Lego. I don't operate in those fields.
Probably a good business to be in there.
Stolen number. I don't know whether people do it.
Yeah,
I guess for nicking fuel, robbing banks.
I guess people do it. Car theft, all that sort of thing. And
yeah, I guess so.
I think it does still go on. I still see it. I've got this app where it's like local residents, and it's still one of the things that crops up every now and again. Like, oh, we've had our number plates stolen off our car. We're not getting them back, are you, once they're gone?
No, I remember when we were working in the motoring superstore, someone came in, I'm sure it was in there, they'd had their windscreen stolen.
Really?
And they'd got I think it was a
pain.
Kind of pain, yeah. They'd got a top of the range BM or something like that. And yeah, overnight someone had robbed their windscreen, and it was like one of these sort of tinted, heated, all the rest of them.
That does ring a bell, actually, now you say that. I always remember just sort of going back to that era. Because we used to sort of construct the number plates, didn't we, on the parts desk. We used to get people coming in looking to get a new number plate made up, but we'd have no documentation whatsoever, just have it written down on a piece of paper and think that would be... And they get really shirty with us. You'd sort of say, oh, no, you need your logbook and some ID.
Yeah.
They'd be like, well, I've got the car outside. What more proof do you want?
I seem to recall that coming in. Like, there was a big sort of legislation, wasn't there? You needed to have a driving licence. You needed to have all your documents.
Might be right, yeah.
And maybe it was before that. It was literally back a bag packet.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Write it down, and you'll kind of knock it up. And there was quite a backlash, wasn't there? People just finding that an inconvenience. And I think to this day, you shouldn't, but I'm pretty sure you can kind of order something off the internet without showing all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Someone will do it for you.
Yeah. For not very much money as well, I'd imagine.
Indeed, yeah.
Where do you stand on personalised number plates? You got a...
Nice if you can, isn't it, I think? I don't know, it's never something that I've considered myself, I don't think. Well, I probably never really had the finances to sort of justify shelling out on a personalised plate. You see a lot of businesses doing it now, don't you? I've noticed.
Yeah, true.
Like, whatever trade it is they're in, you see sort of vans with plates that kind of match up to their business name. And I've always thought a cheap way of doing it was just to buy a number plate, a random one.
Change your name.
And then name your business like, RK51. Rolls off the tongue.
That'd be really easy, wouldn't it then? Yes, I think you've got a few different types of people. You've got the people who want the number plate that says their name, where I guess you've got a 3-letter name, haven't you? So you could have John, and potentially you could get that, or Bob or Les or whatever it could be. And then you've got the other people who kind of want it to match their car, so it's 535 or it's 911.
Yeah. You used to get like the jokey ones as well, didn't you? I seem to remember, like ones that kind of spelt out a rudish word. Or I know that the DVLA, they take out a number of regs, don't they, prior to releasing the new stuff because it's deemed inappropriate. Or
I think they've become a little bit more savvy to kind of what you can do with the number plates. And obviously you still get pulled over for illegal spacing, but people do it.
Yeah, I saw a great one the other day actually. In fact, my wife spotted it, funny enough, which is unusual because it's not the sort of thing she pays attention to. But we were on the M25 and there was a car that just sort of went past us. I can't remember what it was, very mundane car. But the number plate was just M25 Sue. I just thought, how apt.
The other thing that makes me laugh is when you see kind of a, 10-year-old Mercedes A-Class and it's got like a 3-digit number plate.
Best one I've seen, I think, close to that kind of subject is in London somewhere, and there was a very plain looking Audi A3 and number plate was A3.
Mental.
Yeah.
And you think,
What must that be worth?
an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
I reckon it's into hundreds of thousands.
Should punch that in, actually. Let me check if that car is still linked to that plate. I wonder if it is. Maybe they just did as we touched on before, just went into the fire back in the day and said, can you make this number plate for me? I'll have that as my reg.
Yeah, I'm just going to run a few Shell stations on the way home with some jerry cans.
A3 is now linked to a Volvo V60.
Oh,
Disappointing, isn't it?
you painted yourself into a corner a little bit with A3.
Yeah, that's strange.
But oh well, yeah. If they've got the money to do it,
Yeah.
I suppose if it's one of those ones which is sort of passed down through the family.
I think famously on the subject of personal plates, there's a plumbing firm, isn't there? Pimlico Plumbers. Don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah, that's right. They've got kind of Bog and Lou and all the rest of it.
Yeah. They've got a fleet of I think they're T4s.
Yes.
Maybe they've upgraded now because they're probably getting on a bit, aren't they? But yeah, every single plate was sort of plumbing related, which is unbelievable, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose if they bought them long enough ago, then maybe it's worth it. And
yeah, maybe the owner just sat on one of the reg plate sites years ago and just had a pot of money and thought, I'll just buy them all up now.
yeah, while they were not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 years ago, it must have been. I bought a personalised number plate. So I was driving back we were driving back from the West Country, I think. And family in the car, and you're kind of in your own little world, if you like. And a car that kind of came up in front of us, and I thought, I wonder whether you can get that. And I basically bought R5 5TGT. So it basically says RS Stuttgart.
Right, okay.
And I thought, that'd be fantastic if you had an RS Porsche. And I run kind of Stuttgart South Porsche group as well. So that'd be really cool. I was like, potentially there's a bit of resale on there. So I thought, I'll see if I can turn it over and sell it. And I've not kind of pushed it, but I've not sold it. Now it's in the back of my head, actually. I think I've probably got another 6-7 years on retention. I've now got to earn enough money to buy a car to put it on. It's too new to go on my 944.
Yeah.
So I need a 98 or 99 or newer 911.
Right, okay.
And my wife's just shouted no in the background. So yeah, it needs to be, yeah, that's a challenge. That's what the podcast's got to do for us. It's got to buy me a 911 that I can put this number plate on.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy us a coffee, or 3, or a 911.
30,000 coffees, yeah. No, I don't know. My personal plates. I guess, yeah, it's a strange one. There's, like you say, there's a few different categories of the type of plate you go for. And yeah, I just guess personally speaking, I've never had the urge or need to get one. But
when I was shopping and found this one, I found a few others which could kind of work. Yeah, I found my initials and then 944, for example, which wasn't a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
But I was like, do I want to do that? I don't see a problem with what I've got at the moment, actually. That was the plate that the car's always had.
Yeah. This is one for Quentin Wilson, isn't it? He was a sort of don of personalised plates, I think, back in the day. His feature. Yeah,
I think if you, like, what he was doing, you can imagine him kind of just waxing lyrical about the fact he's bought a 10-year-old Jaguar XJ6 from an auction and he's put a personal plate on it and now it looks like a new one.
Yeah.
He's probably bought an Irish number plate as well, isn't he? Yeah. ZDZ 6592 or something. Yeah, for £200 I've made it look like the new model.
Yeah. That used to be a thing, didn't it?
And the same for Mercs as well. Like, and I guess BMs to a certain extent. The style hardly changed for years and years and years.
Yeah.
You could just buy kind of a plate like that and whack it on, or a plate that's evidently old, where like the letters at the end.
Yeah, like when I think of my dad's Merc, I think that came out in like early 80s, more like 82, 81, maybe even, it might even have been late 70s. But it ran all the way up to 91, 92. Exactly the same. I mean, obviously a few facelift things here and there, but other than that, it was, like you say, if you put a newer plate on it, you might be able to pull the wool over someone's eyes. Yeah,
my dad bought, he bought an S-Class Merc, which I think's the big one, isn't it? He bought one of those, kind of, probably, it would have been an 80 grand car or something new. He paid about 3.5 grand for it, I think, 4 grand, and was using it for weddings. And he bought a number plate which said, I think it had WED at the end.
Nice, yeah.
And that then kind of made it look it could have been from any sort of era. A whole lot of car for the money.
Yeah.
Obviously, every time you turn the key on, there's a chance the air suspension will stop working. Or
was this a Princess Di Merc? That style, was it a bit?
It was, I think it had the round light. So no, it was newer than that. It was probably, I don't know, a 99, 2000.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously silver, because I think they only made them silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, grey leather, auto. Yeah, it wafted along quite nicely.
Mm.
And yeah, a whole lot. You could pretty much lie down in the back.
Yeah.
Whole load of room.
It's one of those ones where, yeah, you could strike it lucky, couldn't you? Maybe get like a year's motoring for very little, or you could not make it home.
Bankrupt yourself twice over. Yeah, before you've even made it home.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll the dice?
Exactly that, isn't it? I always remember as well with personal plates, a common one, I think it must have been like a cheapie, would always start with FIB. I don't know if it's just like locally people used to.
Oh, okay.
Weirdly, yeah. I used to see that and think.
I don't think I recall an FIB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the ones with Zs in.
Yeah.
LBZ or whatever would just be.
A lot of the Mercs used to have MBZ, didn't they, I think?
Yeah.
That's the one you'd go for, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you remember the plates that used to be like it's like they were written in italic or something like that, or written like by hand?
That's right, yeah.
Were they legal? I don't know if they were.
No, they looked a bit like it'd be done. Used to get one like Mark II Astras with almost like a felt tip type number plate.
Yeah, like your 12-year-old had a go on it and just
like with a brush, or yeah, like you say, the italics, which were. There's no way on hell you're going to be able to read that.
I'm sure the speed cameras and all that kind of stuff would just.
Or when they were bringing those out, they weren't any, were they?
True.
If you I kind of think, yeah, 90s. I don't know when the first Gatzos went up in the UK.
It would have been a Bobby on the beat, wouldn't it, with the old handgun?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you might get a tug from
a
panda car who's followed you around, but at that sort of time, I guess people were less worried. But
I seem to remember locally, like an old Ford Sierra XR4, I think it was, had one of those like italic number plates. It was white.
Yeah.
Back then, I used to think, no, that's not for me.
Well, it'd be that. You'd have kind of the italic number plate, wouldn't you? Or the paintbrush style.
Mm.
And then there'd be a lime green go faster stripe.
Yeah.
To kind of go round the car. Probably, yeah, bright green brake drums or something.
Yeah.
3-spoke wheels, Fido Dido sticker.
You were, yeah.
Yeah, you were there, weren't you?
Definitely a 3-spoke wheel job as well, yeah. Spot on with that one.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you for tuning into that little bonus episode. And yeah, thank you very much, John.
No worries.
Roll the credits.
Thank you for listening to My Dad's Car. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please support us. Buy us a coffee and subscribe. And tell all your friends.